you can feel the change. You're like, God damn it. I can feel you all around me. I can feel myself literally hovering over this amazing thing that I've created. Why can't I touch it?
Come on, let go, baby. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Come on, let go. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good?
What is up, my beautiful Cancer? Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some big news. Thank you so much for joining me on my new channel, Cancer Awakening. So I thought to myself, what better way to channel the most accurate messages than from a Cancer directly to a Cancer? And most importantly, Cancer, I think it's really important for us to communicate with each other and try to understand what the hell is going on here. Seriously. Okay? Because I know, as a Cancer Sun Moon myself, I've been doing the work. I have been meditating. I have been visualizing. And I have been saying affirmations. And I'm still getting some results that I'd rather not have. And I know that if I'm feeling that way, you must be feeling that way too. So I decided that I am going to devote myself as a Cancer to my beautiful Cancers, okay? We are going to have some direct readings in regards to our love and our finances, as well as a whack of channeled messages that I'm going to start with today, okay? So thank you again for joining me, my beautiful Cancer. If you guys are interested in a reading, everything is going to be in the description. But yeah, let's go ahead and figure out what's going on. Let's help each other navigate this energy, because this is not something that we can't do. And also, most importantly, Cancer, they want me to communicate with you what I'm going through, so that you can maybe understand it on a deeper level and maybe feel like and understand that I'm not just talking at you. I'm not just telling you what you should do. I'm here with you going through these things experientially as well as I'm in my own awakening. So I'm really, really excited about starting this channel. And if it does resonate with you, do what you can to support the channel so that we can keep this energy exchange going. Okay? So let's go ahead and just jump into the channeled messages that I received, okay? Out of the gate, like I said, they want me to communicate with you that you are being protected during this time. It may feel volatile. It may feel like it's getting worse, okay? And that is because, and one of the things that I've come to understand is that with everything that we have gone through, from releasing to surrendering to all of these things, our bodies still need to catch up. We may spiritually feel like we're ready, and we are. That comes easy for us, Cancer. That's our natural talent. But our body still needs to catch up. Our body might still be living some of the trauma. So right now, our awakening is coming through rest. It's coming through finding this place of ease so that our nervous systems can reset and recalibrate to the new energy. And so that's why it might feel like, even though you can feel, especially Cancer, you can feel this cusp of something really big. It doesn't seem like it might be changing all that much. And also, because it is a subtle, quiet awakening, it might not be coming in these big, boisterous changes, or it is coming in those changes, but it's not the changes you were hoping to see or expecting to see. And so you might be missing it, because one of the messages that is on here, and I'll get to it, but is that this is a quiet awakening. This, even though we are meant to take action, it's supposed to be inspired action. And so this awakening is coming quietly. This awakening is coming through rest. It's coming through honest reflection, and it's coming through, trying to figure out where I put that. And it's coming in those quiet moments that we have with each other. This is because we're in an in-between space right now, Cancer. Our awakening is coming through this deeper level. Not saying you haven't been through an awakening, but this deeper level of awakening is coming through those quiet moments, okay? This is a major transformation, okay? Don't get it twisted. You weren't passed up, you aren't being tested, but your body does need to exude a different energy. And even though you might spiritually be feeling like you are, your body still goes back. And you could, if you really honestly start becoming aware of this, you're going to feel this. Your body's going to start to shrink back into that, especially as, again, things is, oh God, this is like a few years ago, I was going through my dark night of the soul, where everything I was doing was being blocked. It almost feels like that time right now, but that's because we are on the precipice of this major change, and I can speak to that because I went through that several years ago, and that was one of the big awakenings that I was having. It was sort of like everything I had been doing awakening-wise led up to that dark night of the soul where I felt like hopeless and unhappy and devastated. To be honest, I was living a horrible life. And it all came to a head to where I was forced to surrender, which brings me to later on in this paper, that it is all meant to get you to surrender during this transitional period. Surrender to this discomfort. The energy that might be compounding right now is based on you being in such a discomfort or an uncomfortable position that you're trying to hurry into something else. And so the energy behind that is not transformative. It repels the transformation and keeps you in that loop of running in place. Okay? So, but they want you to know, I said all that to say, they want you to know that you're being protected during all of this, okay? So even though your bank account might not reflect what you want, you definitely have what you need. And this is one of the things that you want to embrace, appreciate, and accept, okay? Because it's the energy that's being exuded right now, if you're coming up against these blocks, is repelling, but it's also because it's like a seed or like a caterpillar right before you're about to break through and start to really sprout and become, okay? And that's what you're feeling right now. Do you think that a tree that is in a shell as a seed, or a caterpillar that is developing in this gestation period, if you will, when it's time or it gets too big for this thing and has to break out of the shell, baby chicks, things like that, that it's not uncomfortable? You have to break open this shell that you've basically been in all this time. And so you're doing this now in your subtle moments, in your quiet moments, okay? It's really very important that you understand that, yes, you do have to take action, but you want to take it from an inspired action place and not just trying to keep busy. You know what I mean? You're trying to take that action from an inspired place, because if you're just doing it to keep busy so you don't worry about this, that works for a minute, but it becomes repelling energy, because now you're exuding, I don't want to be here, get me out of here energy, okay? They do want you to know that it is a soul level shift, okay? This is going from the caterpillar, becoming the butterfly, and you're too big for the cocoon anymore, so you have no choice but to break through it, okay? Think if that butterfly said, ooh, I am way too afraid to get out there and fly. I am way too afraid. I remember when all I could do was crawl. I couldn't fly, that's for sure. And so even it has no choice but to break through it. But if it decided to shrink back in there, it would still keep just getting bigger, but staying stuck in that cocoon. And that's kind of what's happening right now. You're being asked to surrender. It's not forced, because nothing is ever forced. But if you want to see the progress that you're seeking, you're going to need to allow yourself to be shifted. Okay, you're going to have to sit with the discomfort and not exude this energy of get me out of here, so that your repelling energy dissipates. Okay, and then I touched on this about it coming through rest, reflection, and emotional detachment. You are slowing the momentum down on years and years of whatever you've been putting out. Like Abraham Hicks says, it would be very it would be very rough on the contents of a train that was going even 50 miles per hour in this direction to just all of a sudden turn around. Okay, especially if it didn't have time to slow down to turn around. Okay, so right now, this awakening is happening. You're in the transformation. In fact, my favorite movie, The Never Ending Story. You're at the end you're at the Southern Oracle. Okay, you're working through, making it through those different phases. But right now, your awakening is coming inward. This is why, remember, that if you guys check out my other channel, The Traveling Tarot, before, it was saying that the reading was definitely about letting go of the need for external validation. And this has to come from us just wanting that fulfillment, which, again, it's so trippy that this is coming up, because I'm going to get to the cards that I pulled also to go along with these messages, so that I can give you guys that confirmation of what I was receiving. Okay, but let's keep going. It says it's coming through rest, reflection, and emotional detachment. So there's not really anything to do, and this is why you might even feel a little confused, a little foggy, a little unclear. But it's because you're trying to see what you can do to get something to go. And unfortunately, that's repelling what's coming in for you. And because you're super intuitive, you can feel the change. You're like, God damn it. I can feel you all around me. I can feel myself literally hovering over this amazing thing that I've created. Why can't I touch it? And this is what's happening. It's an ask to go inward, so that you can trust yourself more and stop relying on what you think other people have that you don't. Okay, because it's BS. Straight up. It's straight up BS. The only difference is they might be doing it and you're not. That doesn't make it or them better than you. All you have to do is start doing it too. This energy levels the playing field. Okay? So all you have to do is decide, fuck that. I am good enough. And start doing it. So, again, that's funny because I had already said that. The next thing was talking about that inner desire to hurry and move on because of this discomfort. We have been going through this shit for a long time. We've been hearing, hang in there, Cancer, you're getting ready to have a major breakthrough. And that doesn't mean we haven't been having breakthroughs. It may not have been looking like we thought it was going to. And all they're saying is relax into what's going on, because our vision for how this is going to come about is much bigger than anything that you can see. So your only work here is to settle into where you are, find a place of gratitude, because we are taking care of you. I'm incredibly comfortable. I go swimming every day in my pool. I eat delicious food. I hang out with my family. I love my dogs. I have a really nice house. I mean, I'm going to thank you, Spirit. I appreciate it, because I was homeless a few years ago. So, you know what I'm saying? So the truth is I don't have anything to complain about. And neither do you if you take stock of what you're given and what you truly have. And now you're going to be coming from a place of gratitude. And now you're going to be coming from a place of gratitude, and you're going to receive gratitude and things to be thankful for. Okay, focus on how far you've come, man. Seriously, get out of this energy of what you've lost or lacked. Okay. Let's pause it for a second. Okay, so we're back. I get really emotional about it because I'm telling you, life was very different only a few years ago. But the important thing to understand is this is all meant to awaken, balance, reciprocity, and energetic exchange, Cancer. During all of this time, you've just been giving, and you have not been getting back what you give. And I don't care if it's in a relationship, I don't care if it's in a job, I don't care if it's in a business, I don't care if it's in a friendship. You have been giving more because it's our nature to give. This is what we do. This is our time to shine. Ooh, you want us to take care of you, you want us to feed you, you want us to love you, you want us to hug you, you want us to make you feel loved and happy and comfortable. This is our time to shine. And we'll even do it at the sacrifice of us, and that's what we've been doing. And so, because there hasn't been any balance there, there's discord now because things are coming into balance. So things that haven't been in balance, they can't stay in balance. Unless you decide to go down that road, because you don't have to do anything. But you can certainly decide, hey, I'm going to see what happens if I do something different this time. I want these things, and not only do I want them, but I deserve them. It's my birthright. And it doesn't matter whether it's this or that, or you do this or that, or what it is that you even want. It's your birthright to have what you want. It's your birthright to be rich and famous if that's what you want. It's your birthright to have a happy family with a comfortable home and a comfortable income if that's what you want. It's your birthright to have what you want. Embrace that, Cancer. Feel that right now. Feel that truth, because it is the truth. Yes. Don't you use the fact that you are such a giver to your advantage, but make sure you're getting back. Because the truth is that when you do give, you're giving from your heart and your soul, so you are using that to your advantage. Don't let what's been happening change how you give or how you love. But make sure that you're giving that back to yourself, and make sure you're receiving that back from others. And if you're not, bless everybody's heart, but you can't do it here. We're vibrating differently here. And if you come here with that, your vibration won't be able to stand, because my vibration's not going anywhere, baby. I know too much. No, thank you. Okay. So it's going to be an ask, again, like I just said, to balance what you've been giving versus what you've been receiving. Okay, right now, that is what that quiet reflection, that is what that awakening is coming through. That is what this soul level shift is going to come through. Are you getting back out of life what you've been giving? If the answer is no, it's time to ask yourself some questions, and we're going to get to a couple of journal prompts that you can take away from this video that will help you start now and say, no more. I deserve these things, and not even that, they're my birthright. I will not put up with not having what I want anymore. Fulfillment-wise, I'm not talking about the Porsche, even though that's fine too. Okay, it's fine. What you want is fine. It is not about what you want. It is about how you focus on what you want. It's not even about what you're thinking about. It's how you're focused on what you're thinking about, because we always have crazy thoughts. If you could step back, which we are so good at going internal. This is why this is perfect for us right now, Cancer, even though inner struggle did show up, which we'll get to when I get to the cards. But if you can step back and observe these things that you always do and tell yourself, oh yeah, I recognize this pattern, it'll start to dismantle that energy. You may have to rock it back and forth a couple times. It really is contingent upon where you are and who you are. But it's all okay, because we're all on some part of this path, this never-ending story. I love that movie so much. It literally is my favorite movie. I might even do a video on and break it down for you guys about how much symbolism is in that movie. But yeah, they're saying this discomfort might tempt you to take a step back to shrink back. And look, that's what's been happening. Duh. But they're saying you might be gentle with yourself if that does happen. Remember, even if that does happen, your awareness should not let it get too far off the rails. Even if you have a day where you feel like you don't feel like getting out of bed that day. Don't kick yourself in the ass, first of all. Do what you can that day. Focus on right now. Don't be like, oh my God, am I going to feel this way tomorrow? Because now you're compounding and you're also calling this from you tomorrow. Look, I feel this way right now. I'm just going to sit with this. I'm going to lay here. I'm going to put on some Lifetime movies, get some good food, and try to figure out what I'm going to do. Why I feel this way. Or even not even that. Just let it go for a minute and you'll start to receive. Because the thing is we need to take those, that's what vacationing is all about. We need to take those breaks from doing so we can start receiving. And so a good portion of this awakening, Cancer, has been about doing. Has been about, especially to bring you to this point in your journey, it has been about you releasing and visualizing and imagining and rewriting your story and all of that fantastic stuff that's here to get us to believe what's already happening or what's already here. Okay, because we're not creating anything with that stuff. It's getting us to believe it. That's it. Okay, it's getting us into the energy of what it is. So don't think you're out there trying to make sure that this is happening or create it. Everything is happening. We're on the surface of everything, and our energy decides whether or not we get to experience that thing. And the beautiful thing is that we're all now becoming more aware of is that we can change that anytime we want and get what we want, get something differently. Okay, but they're just saying, be gentle with yourself. If you find yourself stepping back into old patterns or old habits of thought, you are breaking a deep-seated, ancestral, maybe even cycle that you've been living, okay? And even though it may look hopeless, it is because you're getting ready. You're like that cedar, that caterpillar, that butterfly that's literally breaking through their shell to become this new thing. And not this new thing, but just this magnificent thing. The thing it's always meant to be. Okay, so try not to get lost too much in feeling lost. Because you can spiral. You can spiral, okay? I get it. Look, like I said, I'm a Cancer and I'm doing this channel for us. I'm doing this so that you guys can get real information, real-time spiritual awakening happening, so that if it relates to you, you can maybe get some clarity on what the fuck is happening here. And if you can kind of take a playful approach, it makes it kind of fun, because the universe responds to that playfulness, and so it has a sense of humor. Let's just put it that way. Okay, they want you to know that everything that is happening, though, Cancer, it's pushing you towards a transformation, but this transformation cannot be forced. It cannot be rushed. This has to happen organically, and that is the discomfort you've got to find some peace with, okay? Because you don't need to just sit in being unhappy and spiral and cry, but you do want to find a place of peace with it, so that you're not so desperate or so miserable where you are that you're so desperate to get over here because over here will always be just out of your reach. Okay? But the overall, thing they want you to know is it's just surrendering to that discomfort in this in between, okay? Because you are on the precipice, and I know we hear it a lot. Watch readings myself. I get readings myself. I'm a little blown away at some of the stuff that shows up and then just falls flat. There's something big happening right now, and that's how you know. When everything that you're trying, everything that you're doing, first of all, you can feel that energy. But when it feels like you're being met with some type of major resistance, that's your cue to surrender. Okay, that's when you know, I'm done. I can't keep hitting these brick walls. I can't keep banging my head against the wall. I'm going to surrender. And man, Spirit's saying, yes, let's go. Now they're going to be able to catch what we've been throwing at them this whole time. Okay? And they're going to see why. Because literally when I was going through that dark night of the soul, hitting every literal door and I was homeless at the time. Boom, door. I said, dude, I don't know what you want me to do, Spirit. So I'm just going to take my guitar outside of this homeless shelter that I live in, and I'm going to go into the parking lot, and I'm going to play it and sing as loud as I can. And at the time I was learning Killing Me Softly by Lauryn Hill. And I would sit out there singing and playing that song and a few other songs at the top of my lungs. And to the point where I was getting a little bit of an audience there. I had a little following before I left the homeless shelter. Now I can laugh about it. But I'm saying, literally, 3 weeks later, after about 3 weeks or so of doing that, we got a call from somebody who hired my son, moved us to one of the most beautiful places, and set us up in a place to live. We had this amazing job, and that started the beginning of not only my realizing how surrender is what I'm being asked to do. It's not dig in more, it's not do more. It's if you're having this resistance, you have to stop. Stop and let the energy slow down. You don't even have to stop and try to do something else. You just have to stop it from going in this direction so that you can start it going in the right direction, or at least let in what's meant to happen. Because I look back at that time, and if any of those people had been doing their fucking jobs, if all of these unbelievable things, like people literally not calling you back, your people who are there to help you not helping you, was like, okay, something obvious is happening here, and I really don't know what you want me to do. But surrender. I don't have a choice but to surrender. And so, or lose my mind. And so I didn't do that. I surrendered, thank God. Because literally, if I had been doing any other thing, I would have missed the opportunity that showed up. I would have been wrapped up in something else that I had been struggling to get, and I would have missed the opportunity that literally changed our life. To where I said, I live incredibly comfortably now. And I will never, ever brag about it, but I will always show appreciation about it. And I'll always talk about it because it's fucking amazing. Period. And it's from a place of appreciation and gratitude. Okay? So, these are some questions that you can ask yourself to kind of get yourself more in tune with what's happening right now, okay? And to allow yourself to kind of open up. They're like deeper shadow questions, okay? Where might I still be overgiving and undergetting in my life? Be honest with yourself here, okay? Because this is about an honest transformation. This is about a subtle change here, or a deep transformation that's quiet. So you're going to want to be honest so that you could come from a place of truth. Any illusion is not going to be able to stand anymore, believe it or not, okay? It may seem crazy right now, but that is because everything that we've been brought to believe is being challenged, and all of those things that were built on false foundations are being torn down. Thank God. We only want to deal with the truth here, what's real. And that's our truth. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. You can be aware of what's going on here. Don't let it change what you know is true, Cancer, because there's a higher power. And it's us. Okay, it's our energy that can change things, that is changing things. And that's why, remember what I said about the vibrational discord or the frequency? That's why the more the consciousness raises on the planet, the more crazy things seem to happen, because there's a vibrational discord. And so that's how you'll know what's real, is when things start to fall apart. It's because you're changing your frequency. And what was there can't be there anymore. It can't be, scientifically, if you want to look at it from that perspective. It doesn't really matter. It's all energy, so it doesn't really matter how you relate to it. It's important that you do and understand that. It's your intuition guiding you. Okay? So ask, where might you still be overgiving or undergetting in your life? Are you making space for change? Have you made space for change? Obviously, you've been doing a lot of releasing and letting go. Obviously, that's part of it, but have you really? Are you constantly finding yourself going back to that same person because you don't want to be alone? Or because you're afraid of being alone? Or because it's incredibly comfortable and what's happening on the other side of it is not that comfortable? Be honest with yourself, okay? And it's okay. This is why it's great to journal these things, because you don't have to show anybody anything. And you could say, you know what, I am being a fucking idiot. You know, I mean, look, we're being real here, Cancer. Okay, that's what this channel's all about. Okay, this is a no BS, straight up, direct information, direct talk channel that I really am here to give you guys the information that I'm getting so that it can help you guys. Okay, because I know that as a Cancer Sun Moon, shit is real. Okay? Shit is real. But where have you been trying to control an outcome? Okay? And that goes with that making space for change. Have you been trying to force something into being, Cancer? Because this is the time to acknowledge that and say, okay, let me bring an awareness to this so that when it happens, I can be that observer instead of being like, this is who I am. You can be like, oh, okay, I recognize this. I always do this shit. And you don't even want to get in the habit of saying, I always do this shit. But you can just be like, you know what? I see you. I know what this is. Okay? And the last question is, what is clearly trying to leave your life that you're holding on to out of fear or habit? And again, all of these questions are meant to jog your energy or make you look a little bit deeper into what you might actually be thinking or exuding or physically doing behaviorally that could be causing the delay or the blocks or the things that are going on that are keeping you from seeing the subtle, quiet awakening that's happening for you right now if you're not feeling that, okay? And definitely I put be honest. Honest reflection is a part of this deep, transformative, but very quiet awakening, okay? Very quiet awakening. You could miss it if you get lost in the broil. This is why right now you're meant to reflect and rest and detach so that you can catch the broader perspective and get out of the broil, because it's very hard to see when you're down on the streets. But when you're in the air, you can see the design. You can see the lay of the land. So if you can stay from a broader perspective, then you can live more free, because you'll be at peace and understand a lot more clearly what's going on, okay? So if you have made it this far in the video, definitely in the comments, I want you guys to put this affirmation: I welcome this shift. I welcome this. I am ready. What you got? Because I know that based on what I was telling you guys about that I only went through only a few years ago, what else you got? Because if I was going to do anything crazy, it would have been then. Now I'm not afraid. what you got. Okay, so put I welcome this shift, what you got. If you want to throw some steak on it, I welcome this shift, what you got, in the comments. Okay, so the last thing I want to just go over is just the quick card combinations that I got that confirmed this. Okay, the first one was apology with the Knight of Wands for the current energy, and that's confirming that just get me out of here energy. I am so miserable here that I just want to act and get out of here, and so that might also be keeping you from not only tapping into the energy of forgiveness towards yourself, but it's repelling because you're leaving from a place of desperation instead of peace. Okay, the challenge we move right into, which is sacrifice and the Hermit, and yeah, that your challenge might be like a deep inner struggle with letting go of this other perception of yourself, of this other way of relating to something or someone. It doesn't matter what you're focused on. I'm telling you, it's about how you're focused on it. So even if you're trying to call a beautiful relationship into existence, you gotta deal with how you really feel about love, how you're really thinking about love. And that goes double with money as well. It goes with anything that you're focused on, because we get what we want, but we speak louder with our frequency. So if we're just saying I'm a this or that, but every single time we do, it's sending out the signal of, man, I hate my life, that's what the universe is responding to. That's what the quantum field is responding to, okay? It also represents, and this has been kind of a tough one for me because I kind of feel like I've been on this solitary path, but I see it clearly now because it's an ask or a time for me to find that trust in myself, instead of feeling like I need those external validations or those external resources. Those come from within. Okay, so the challenge might also be understanding that you're on this solitary path right now, and the sacrifice would show up to let you know that the challenge might be understanding that solitary path is necessary for a deeper and greater reward. Okay, but hang in there, because the beautiful advice which showed up with awakening and the Four of Swords was all about confirmation of that quiet awakening, and that it is going to come out of the energy of ease and peace and relaxation and inspired action. Okay, so if you find yourself digging into something or trying to do something or feeling frustrated or just trying to do it so that you don't have to feel this, that's not the time we're in right now, Cancer, because we're on that precipice of change. It is going to be all about you saying, all right, I welcome this shift, what you got. Okay, so I hope something did resonate. If it did, please do like, share, subscribe. I'm so excited about this Cancer channel because I really feel like, not that I was giving anything else in everything else that I do, because you're always going to get me 100%, whatever that is. But Cancer, I love the fact that I can speak to you experientially here, okay, and not just intuitively. Okay, so I'm going to pull you guys a couple of self-care cards and one angel number for this reading. So if you do find these messages and they do resonate, when you see these numbers, this angel number, you're going to know that it's a kiss from the universe or an information from the universe for you to tune more into something. Okay, we'll pull that card. But yeah, like I said, please do, if it is helping you, please do support the channel. I'm super duper excited to be talking, communing, and literally tuned in more to my Cancer brothers and sisters. Okay, so when I pick up the deck, of course, the self-help deck, we have Give Less Fucks. Yeah. Right now, Cancer, it's about what you need, and it isn't that you can even not give a fuck because you're a Cancer. You do care. You're charged by your emotions. You were ruled by the moon. But it's going to be an ask for you to make sure there's some reciprocity in that situation, okay? And if it's not, you're going to have to try to detach, because remember, we did get it's coming through rest, reflection, and emotional detachment. It's time for you to give less fucks, okay? So give me one card for my beautiful Cancer that's going to help them best take care of themselves as they tune in and understand that this is definitely a quiet awakening that is coming through that rest and reflection and that surrender, most importantly. They gave me 2. This is why I love this. It is real. Have faith. And you're overcoming these obstacles, Cancer. That's why I say it might not seem like much is changing, and it might even seem like things have gotten worse. But they want you to know, tune into that faith, and we have received showing up at the bottom of the deck. I love you guys, man. This is that it's happening because you're getting ready to break through that shell. You're getting ready to break out of that cocoon as the butterfly. Okay, you're getting way too big for something that you're still possibly holding on to, because we definitely got I don't know. We definitely got the "just get me out of here" energy with the apology and the Knight of Wands card showing up. But they want you to have faith. You are overcoming something huge right now, my beautiful Cancer. We are. Okay. So, and we did do 30-day challenges, which will help you receive. It'll help you tune into, and it even says meditate. Keep going with the self-help cards, but. Give yourself some type of 30-day challenge. I do have a 30-day manifestation challenge workbook. It's free. That's also going to be linked in the description. So feel free to take that challenge and just start to honestly reflect and ask yourself those questions. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give you, like I said, it's receive, have faith, and overcoming obstacles. It says, have faith. Remove the doubts and questions. You are ready to step into your blessings and claim what is already yours. I love this. It says, overcoming obstacles. Get back on your feet. Gain strength from difficult situations. This is that non-judgmental reflection while you're releasing those doubts, okay? And then we have, once you really tune into those things, you start to receive. You're being asked to open to receiving universal gifts. These could come in the form of love, money, compliments, healing energy, and universal wisdom. Know that you are worthy of these gifts and open up to them. I love you guys so much, man. That is so cool. And then, the 30-day challenges says force yourself to do something new for 30 days to form a new habit. And like I said, that 30-day manifestation will help dissolve the energy that you're currently living and move things in a different direction for you. And we did actually have something about, the discomfort might be tempting you to go back to an old habit or behavior, okay? So let me get you guys one angel number. Boom. Definitely when you see 4s, just know that Cancer, you are winning right now. You're not about to win, you're already winning, and you've already won. Okay, just know that. And thank you guys so much for that confirmation, because 4s also represent stability. Okay, so they want you to know that when you see 4s, just know that you're winning already and that you can stand firm in that truth. This is why I love this. When you see 888, just know. First of all, when you see 888, tap into the abundance that's all around you. But they want you to also tap into, are you aligned with abundance when you see these numbers? Individually or together? Are you aligned with abundance right now? Is what you're doing putting you in a receiving mode of abundance? Okay, so when you see twos of any kind, it's going to be an ask to check your vibe. Are you aligned with your vision right now? Are you thinking and acting and speaking in a way that's going to be conducive to your alignment with your abundant life, with the abundant version of you, with your higher self? Okay, eights definitely represent the infinite self, and we have 3 here. So tune into your infinite self here, okay? I love that so much. So thank you again. Thank you again for joining me. I feel so blessed that I get to do this. I love you, my beautiful Cancer. I can't wait to do more videos for you, and I can't wait to talk to you guys, okay? Thank you so much again. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh, I am the answer. I knew you're the reason why.
If you're meeting the wrong people, or you're not meeting people at all, it is because you still have yourself closed off because of this situation. And they're saying stop that.
The divine's time is fine, 'cause it has to be. It won't be late because it's mine. So tonight I'll be fine.
Hey there, Cancer. What's up? Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some messages from Spirit in regards to what you may need to know in regards to your love life. Now, these messages are for my single Cancers who may be in a separation period from their person, or they are just kind of seeking somebody new. And yeah, we're going to see what information Spirit wants you to know about your current situation regarding your love life, okay? These messages are for Cancer placements or Cancer watchers, and they are general. So take them as they resonate. But if you see something resonates, take the ball and run with it, okay? What do you want Cancer to know about their current love situation? Ooh, that's a toughie, guys. That's kind of a toughie. We do have denial jumping out, okay? So there might be something that you are focused on in the love arena that you might need to take a step back and reflect on, so that you can see if you're looking at it from an honest perspective. It says failure to accept a situation or unhealthy cycles or addictions, okay? This definitely feels like you might be still attached to somebody, and it has been showing through in your love life. You may have not been dating at all, or have been dating and have been meeting the same type of people, okay? But it's coming from a place of right now you might be not seeing something clearly or looking at something with rose-colored eyes. Don't shoot the messenger. We do have success showing up at the bottom of the deck, though, okay? So it does say it is your time to shine, though, Cancer. You want to put yourself, it says success from what you pour your heart into. So you want to pour your heart into something that's real, okay? And so if you're in a place of denial about something, right now it's going to be an ask for you to get honest about it. Let's go ahead and pull one more oracle card and see if we can get deeper information about this denial, because Cancer, you're on the precipice of a big change. Okay, and I know you feel it, but maybe things haven't changed that obviously. But they're saying right now, your failure to accept a situation or falling into the same back and forth energy with this person or these people is causing you from fully shining your light and seeing what's really out there for you. Okay, so it feels like you're still attached to something or someone or a situation that happened, and it's keeping you from shining your light in the way that you need to. And you might even feel like people aren't even really noticing you, but it's only because you can't notice them noticing you if you're stuck in this unhealthy cycle of addiction, okay? Oh, I love this, and it's the perfect card to get because Cancer, they ain't ever lied with these words. It says, you can be proud of yourself. You've been so tough. Open your heart, even if you've been hurt in the past. Okay, it says, let others into your life and the love that belongs to you. They won't take anything from you. Yeah, that's why I say this denial is keeping you moving in a certain way or exuding a certain energy where you're either alone or lonely. Nothing wrong with that, but being alone and lonely are two different things. So if you're in a space of loneliness, it's because you're still stuck in this situation and you're having a hard time accepting that it's over or that it didn't work out or that they didn't feel the same way about you. Especially if it's a twin flame dynamic, because as an ex-chaser, believe me, I've been through it all, Cancer. That's what I say. You're going to want to subscribe because I'm telling you, some of the stuff that I've been through is going to make sense to what you're going through right now, and it's going to help bring you some clarity. Okay, so you're going to want to definitely subscribe because I'm telling you, shit is real. As an ex-chaser, it took a long time for me to get to the ex-chaser part. Okay, and I met my twin, and it's even now I can feel that pull, but I've come to a different place of understanding about the twin flame dynamic, and so I'm no longer in denial about it. But it took years to get to a place where even seeing his name anywhere didn't cut me to my soul. Okay, but they're saying you have been so tough. Don't allow this situation anymore to keep you from experiencing the love that's yours. And most importantly, if this situation is it, you have to vibrate differently to get different. Otherwise, he or she is still going to be way out there doing their thing probably. Maybe not. Maybe even still in some situation where they're in denial about how the situation turned out. Most importantly, you have to try to make them irrelevant because you have been tough, but it's also closed you off to other relationships. And they're saying it has been your time to shine, Cancer, but you haven't been allowing yourself to shine or even pour your heart into something or someone because of this situation here. It is time to let go. And in fact, as soon as I pick this up, it says overcoming obstacles, gaining strength, getting back on your feet and gaining strength from difficult situations and acceptance. But most importantly, it's time for you to stop dimming your light because of this situation. It's that you're blocking the potential people that are coming in for you because you're still stuck in this unhealthy cycle of some type of an addiction, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. But the beautiful thing about it, Cancer, is we have the ability to change it once we're aware of what we're doing. So if you take the information and it's resonating with you, and you start to make the changes to open your heart up again, this dissipates and quickly because it's almost like a slingshot. Even though you're in some state of resistance, everything is still moving forward. So as soon as you align with it, you get catapulted into that quantum reality. But it is going to require you to remove the pain and loss and trauma that is still probably stuck in your body, because spiritually, you might feel ready. But if you're still exuding anything that has to do with denial, failure to accept, or an unhealthy cycle or addiction, then that is what your body's exuding, that signal, and that would keep you closed off from the potential love that's there for you, and the real love, the deep love, the one that you want, the one that's going to make you feel loved, whether they say it or not. You're just going to know it. Okay, so just work right now on trying to accept this situation. Trying to accept, even if it's a separation, even if it's a very big heartache or heartbreak. The work for us right now, Cancer, is going to be to accept whatever it is right now so that we can stop pushing against it and let it change, and then tap into something that we want to pour our heart into, because they're saying as soon as you redirect that focus from this unhealthy thing and put it into something that makes your heart sing and open it up again, you're going to have success. The success is already there. All you have to do is tune into it, and you don't do that by holding on to something too tightly or something that has been over. Okay? At the bottom of the deck says, do you see the birds? Oh, you guys are so cool, man. Do you see the birds? The sun is shining so beautifully. The storm is over. You can open your heart. You can open your heart, Cancer. This was showing up at the bottom of the deck. You can open your heart now, okay? Now spring is coming. Freedom. Did I not say in my most recent channeled video that I posted, you're in that period of gestation right when the seed is about to sprout or the butterfly is about to break through the cocoon. It may still feel very, very confining or like restraining, but you're in that period where you're just about to, and that's why you can feel it, but maybe something in your body is still exuding a signal that you have to accept or try to find a place of peace with, so that you can move into that success or break through that cocoon or become that tree or become that butterfly that can fly. Okay, it says, now spring is coming. Freedom. You can be proud of yourself. This card literally says you can be proud of yourself. This is why I love this so much. Now spring is coming. Freedom. You can be proud of yourself. You have been so strong. You've been so tough. Now is the time to relax and allow yourself to go with the flow. Open your heart, even if you've been hurt in the past. This is what I'm saying, Cancer. I don't make this stuff up. Those two cards came out together. You saw me shuffle. You saw that card fly over there. The one at the bottom of the deck says damn near the same thing as this one. Right now, Cancer, work towards accepting that situation that comes to mind when we say you need to accept it. Okay, because you've been blocking yourself for a long time. You've built up sort of a harder exterior than you even really are, only because of that survival mode that we know so well, unfortunately. But they're saying things are changing now. Do you see the birds? The sun is shining so beautifully. The storm is over. I just want to pause there for a second so that you can really embody those words. It's over. The storm is over. You can release yourself from survival mode and move towards what you actually want. And whatever you're in denial about, work towards trying to accept it, okay? Because that, oh man, like I said, it's like a slingshot. You've been pulling it back for so long that when you get to a place of acceptance and it lets go, you're going to be catapulted forward, okay? Because again, it's not that people aren't noticing you, it's that you can't notice them noticing you if you're stuck in some type of situation that you're failing to accept. I pick up the Nine of Pentacles when I jump into the Pulp Tarot. But, yeah, you're becoming self-sufficient. You're becoming more confident. You're becoming the star of your show, Cancer. You're becoming what you've been asking to become. But if you're stuck in this energy here, you're certainly not going to see it. You're not going to notice it. Both of these cards say, and I think even the finance reading that I did was all about focusing on the progress, because you've been so tough. You've been so strong. Now it is time to take the energy of ease, rest, emotional detachment, and honest reflection so that you can move towards your success. Okay? So let's get an area of focus for you. But yeah, I love that the Nine of Pentacles showed up because that is so you, Cancer. Male or female, it doesn't really matter. You're stepping into your most confident, highest timeline. Okay? And that's what they want you to focus on instead of what you've lost. And I think, Cancer, this has been a running theme for us as we've been going through this state, the different states of releasing and becoming something new. We definitely have the Page of Swords showing up. Okay, so there's your focus here is on receiving some type of clarity about this situation. Okay? And remaining positive with the Sun card showing up. They're definitely saying work towards accepting this situation and receive the clarity that you need. In fact, in the Rider-Waite deck, the Page of Swords is looking to the left, but holding the sword to the right. And so when a figure is looking to the left, it can typically represent that they're looking towards the past. But with the Page holding the sword to the right, they're using that information to bring clarity towards the future. And then he's got birds above his head, so he's receiving that clarity. This energy right here is you looking at the past, but not using that information to move forward with clarity, okay? And so that's the only piece that you're going to want to focus on right now. This denial is being stuck in the past. This denial is not taking what you've learned from the past and using it to move forward. And they're asking you to do that here. That's going to be your area of focus, Cancer, is use what happened here honestly, because it's all about honest reflection. We're not bringing bullshit into this new us. You can't vibrate in a non-bullshit state and keep bullshit about it. That's not how frequency works. Okay, it's science. But they're saying, take what happened in this situation and see if you can find some clarity that you can bring forward into your new experiences or into those people that are waiting to get to you once you open your heart back up and stop locking yourself off from the love that is yours and there for you. And finding a place of positivity. Most importantly, remaining positive. Remaining playful, positive, and looking towards the sun, okay? You've been tough. You don't have to stay in survival mode. And it's so crazy that literally the finance reading was about progress and not being in survival mode anymore. Okay? What might be the challenge for Cancer as they move towards accepting this situation and using whatever they need from that situation to move with clarity into their new? What do you want Cancer to know? What would be helpful for a challenge to be aware of? The challenge looks like it's going to be taking action. And, you know, we have it showing up as another swords energy, Cancer. This is all about you still being stuck energetically in this situation. And it doesn't matter what you're saying. If you are not getting results, it is because you're still stuck energetically in a situation. What they're really saying here, and what's really standing out, even though the Knight of Swords represents quick action or taking action on your ideas, or even receiving some type of inspired action that you'll want to act on, they're saying you want to take this sword and cut out any type of unhealthy addictions or cut your losses. Okay? What happened here brought you to who you are right now. So if nothing else, Cancer, feel into that and say, okay, I can try to show a place of appreciation because I love who I am now. I'm glad I don't still respond this way. I'm ready to open my heart. I'm ready to tune into the love that's around me and for me, and that is my birthright. Not only that, the love that I am, because God is love. and we are God. But that's another video. Okay, so the challenge might be cutting your losses here, Cancer, because you're still in denial about something that happened that did hurt. It probably cut you in half, because I'm telling you, as an ex-chaser, I love referring to myself as that, because I did meet my twin flame, and it took me by storm, and I was literally knocked on my ass. It took me forever to move on from it, and it took forever for me to even forgive myself for feeling like I ruined it. But it's time to cut your losses there, Cancer. It changed me in such a way, which is why I know it was my twin flame, because nothing else or no one else has ever changed me like this. But it changed me in such a way that I now have the clarity that I need to either bring that situation back around, which I'm not trying to. If it comes back around, that must mean that I'm aligned with it. But it also doesn't have to be him. I understand it from a perspective of that situation was not about him. It was about me. And a love like that had to show up so that I could truly hear it and make the change. That's what the twin flame dynamic is. And you might not be dealing with your twin. You might be, though, because that twin flame dynamic is, oh my God, I know it's you. And even now you still see things and signs and synchronicities about it, but I'm able to take them differently and not use them as this energy of, oh, we're going to be together forever. He's the only one for me, because that isn't it either. There are lots of soulmates. There's one twin. There's one person that's going to reflect back to you in a way that is going to bring you the clarity you need to move powerfully into who you truly are. And it'll come in different ways, because you'll hear it differently depending on how you respond to love. But Cancer, I know me, and I know that all I've really wanted was real love, and not just romantic love. Love from friends, I want the reciprocated love that I give other people. And so Spirit had to send something that was that loud, that was that kind of love, that was almost uncontrollable, where I was just like, I don't even know why. We were never together. He was my audio engineer for an album I was working on several years ago. And after our second session, I woke up the next morning. Spirit was like, take a deeper look at that picture, the picture we took at our first session, and I don't know what happened. I looked at, I go, ooh, I gotta see some more pictures of this. Like, I kept kind of getting like different messages in my head. I gotta see more. So I go to Instagram to check out his profile to see more pictures, and there's a post that says, "You're my everything," or something, in a picture of a woman. That gut checked me. I thought, if all I want to do is fuck this guy, then why would I give a fuck about this post like this, to the point where my body, like, I felt like somebody punched me in the stomach, and I was devastated for a couple of weeks after seeing that post. That's how I know. I'm saying, and it was just something, and I've loved him this intensely from that moment. It was an obsession at one point, because all I wanted was love, and I didn't realize, and it came in the night. I woke up one morning and I was in love with this person, to where I couldn't do anything else but just be like, how can I have this happen? And so what I'm telling you guys this is for, you understand that sometimes there's a person that comes into your life to do that for you. And another reason why I know it was my twin is because it was completely unexplainable. It just, one morning, this is what was happening, and it's been happening ever since, for like 4 or 5 years Okay? So I spent a long time in this denial, and it was showing forth in my life. It completely shut me down, for not just because it's a trickle effect, not just for other potential partners and relationships, friendships, family dynamics, business dynamics, relationships in general. It's all in the same direction. So thank God I got to the point where I could see the sun shining again. And I could see the birds singing. And I could want to open myself back up to love again. Or I could listen to music, my own music especially, without being fucking devastated. Okay, I'm just being real with you guys now. This channel is going to be all about real shit. So if you're ready for that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm hoping, my goal is to use this to help you understand what you're going through. Okay, because I'm not just talking at you, I'm here with you, Cancer. I'm a Cancer Sun Moon. Okay, so that failure to accept that situation showed up in so many other areas of my life that eventually I was willing to just say, okay, let me deal with this for what it really is. And that's what's happening right now. You're gonna have to you don't have to do anything. But you're gonna want to do some honest reflecting so that you can start looking to open your heart up again. If you're meeting the wrong people, or you're not meeting people at all, it is because you still have yourself closed off because of this situation. And they're saying, stop that. If you can. I'm here to help. So if I can help you, I want to help you. Okay, this is what this is all about. So we also have the Four of Cups showing up at the bottom of the deck. And I think, again, it's like I say, the challenge might be that you want this so bad, but you're so sick of how it's been turning out. You're just kind of bored with this whole situation, or even, I said that energy of denial comes in a lot of different forms. Okay, so you might even be doing something excessively because you're in denial about the situation. Maybe something physically, maybe drinking too much, or eating too much, or fucking too much, whatever. You might be doing these things because it stems from what happened in this situation that's keeping you closed off. No more of that, Cancer. The sun is shining. You're getting ready to turn into the butterfly. You're already the butterfly. You're getting ready to break through the cocoon. They want you to see that. They want you to know that. And they want you to show gratitude for that. And unapologetically shine your light, because that's where the fun is. Okay? No more of this. No more of this. Alright? So let's see what the advice is. Let's see what advice they have for you, Cancer, as you work towards letting go of this situation. You got this. They're really telling me, you know what? They've been ready for this. So they're hearing you, because they've been ready for this change. It's been a long time coming, and this is probably even some things you've been saying to yourself most recently, okay? Why would the Nine of Pentacles show up? Didn't I say unapologetically? And it showed up at the bottom of the deck. This is the advice. The advice is step out there. You got the Six of Wands showing up about put yourself out there, because this girl is hot. She getting ready to step out there. She got all of her gold records on the wall, or her pentacles, her 9 pentacles on the wall. Get out there, Cancer. Put yourself out there. Open yourself up to more joy, more fun. Put on your dress, your shoes, put on your hot outfit, get your hair did, and be like, I'm here, unapologetically. This is who I am, and if you rock with it, come on. If you don't, that's okay too, because I'm not the only option, and you're not the only option either. Okay, so be more playful and have more fun with this, Cancer, because you're getting ready to receive some type of major recognition, or like I say, your people are already noticing you. And once you start to tap into and turn that love towards yourself, you start to win. And they're telling you, put yourself out there. We had success. Show up with the Six of Wands. That's exactly what it represents. Get on out there, Cancer. Put on your hottest outfit. Do your hair. Make sure you got your breath right and be like, yep, here I am. The dance floor, be out there doing it. I'm telling you, this confidence that they're asking you to tap into and exude is what's going to bring the partner. Not only is it going to dissipate this denial energy, but it is going to attract, because confidence is what's attractive. Okay? This other stuff we've been doing has been repelling, but we've also been in a place of healing. You're done with that now, Cancer. Okay? We're not healing anymore. We're now working towards embodying who we are now. And that comes with releasing unhealthy behaviors and addictions and attachments. Okay? So I love that we ended that reading on the Six of Wands. And it's so perfect, Cancer, because you are on this beautiful, like I said, you're on the precipice of this amazing, quiet awakening. Okay? And so you want to look at what you're exuding. And let me ask you this, and you can even ask yourself this. You can put it. You can answer in the comments if you want to. Most importantly, ask yourself this: how does it feel when I think about this situation? Am I seeing any type of movement at all that's not making me feel like shit? That should bring things into perspective, especially if you're moving towards this Queen of my life, King or Queen of my life, victory, which is exactly what's coming into being for you, Cancer. When I picked that up, we have the Two of Swords. Okay, you've been avoiding people. You've been avoiding matters of the heart because of this. And even if you don't think that you've been intentionally doing it, even still holding on to this is some form of protection, because you're like, okay, I love this. I'm still so hung up on this. So you don't have to put yourself out there or risk being hurt again. Okay, that they're definitely saying that. They want you to. They keep saying, put on your hottest outfit, turn up some Bruno Mars or somebody, or some whoever's hot that makes you feel cool. I don't know. I listen to older stuff, but that's why I pulled Bruno Mars. I don't even know if he's still hot, but he's amazingly talented. But put on your hottest playlist, put on your hottest outfit, and go have some fun. It's your time to shine, Cancer. Do it unapologetically. You are beautiful, you are genuine, you are authentic, and you are ready. Okay? They want you to know that you are ready for this, and I don't think I even have to say that, because I'm pretty sure with the energy that I'm picking up right now, you've been known that. Okay? So, thank you so much. I hope something did resonate. If it did, Cancer, please do join me by subscribing. Make sure that you do, get involved in the conversation. Get involved in the comments, and let me know how this plays out for you, or how or your experience, your Cancerian advice that could help some other people in the comments, or that maybe I could gain some insight from something that you've actually gone through. This channel is all about communication, communing, and ebbing and flowing and energy exchanging with each other, so that we can win, Cancer, because we're all, it might look a little different, but we're all going through the same formula, just put in different variables based on what we want and what we're focused on and what we believe and what we've lived. Okay? So if you're interested in booking a reading, everything is down in the description. Make sure that you do subscribe, because there's going to be a lot of other cool stuff, and I'm going to be coming on pretty regularly with some updates for you about your career, because I'm a Cancer Sun Moon, our career, our love life, where the energies are for us, and some cool, helpful tips that are going to help us move through this awakening with ease and joy, and let go of that survival mode. Because Cancer, that's our biggest lesson right now, is to turn off the survival mode and tune into ease. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull one self-love card, because The most important part, the most important information you can get about love is how to do it to yourself. Because it starts there, and then the boundaries set themselves. Once you start realizing that you deserve, then you realize that what's happening in this situation, no. You're like, fuck you. Who do you think you are? Are you kidding me? I'm Cancer, baby. It's your loss. Period. Releasing expectations. And I love that so much, okay? And we do have meditate showing up at the bottom of the deck as well. Tune back in to your guides. Tune back into your intuition and ask them. Help me, say, please do help me release this situation, because I really am ready to move on. I'm really ready to put myself out there. I'm really ready to meet the right people, or meet aligned people who are aligned with my purpose and who I am and what I want. I'm really ready for that. So please do, ask your angels. Ask your angels, and they're going to give you the clarity that you need. But you want to be sure that when you're doing that reflection, the Page of Swords, that you're not staying in that loop of what happened. Be like, okay, this happened. Ooh, at least I don't this anymore. Or, ooh, at least I know I don't want somebody like that who doesn't appreciate me. I don't want somebody like that who stands me up or doesn't show up to our dates, or calls me and says he's coming or she's coming and they don't. Use that information, because you're building this life right now, okay? And so it is also telling you to release expectations. Don't worry so much about the outcome. Tune in to this confident energy. Because you want to go out and say, okay, I'm going to go put on this dress so I can go out here and get this man. No, you don't want to do that. You're just going out because you like looking fly. You love to dance. You love hanging out with your girls or boys. And now you guys are exuding, hey, we don't care. We're just out here having a good time. That attracts more than me going out here and putting on my dress so I can meet me a man. Okay? But they also say definitely meditate. And honestly, if going to the club is not your thing, or wherever, go wherever speaks to you. Go to church. That's where you want to meet somebody. Go to like-minded communities, people who like writing, people who like to cook. You fill in the blanks there. Like I said, the formula is the same, but the variables are us. We're the variable. We decide what goes in there to get the outcome, which we are now releasing to the universe. Okay? But most importantly, if you can find a meditation's great, because one of the things that I really was hearing is it's an ask to be present as well. Because if you're too focused on the past and you're not able to get clarity from it, you're going to be now living in the past. And if you're too worried about how it's going to turn out, you're going to miss the cues that are leading you to the outcome. So they're saying just be present right now, and meditation's a great way to do it. Or again, dancing, going out and just enjoying your now moments as much as possible is going to help you release this denial energy and tune into the success. Because Cancer, what is happening for us right now is a very, very beautiful thing. And it is happening. You do have to allow it to happen, okay? So, thank you again for watching. I do hope something did resonate. Again, if you want to book a reading, everything's in the description. Please do comment if this does help you in some way. And yeah, let's keep this Cancerian energy flowing. Let's keep the vibes going. Let's keep them high. Let's have ourselves a good old time, because it is time for us to step out unapologetically and to find the success in our authentic self. Okay? So, thank you again. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. I love you guys. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh, I am the answer. I knew you're the reason why.
this is also going to be an ask for you to slow down, recognize that you have been doing the work, are doing the work, and are in the manifestation, okay? You're no longer needing to be in survival mode. Hello, my beautiful Cancer. Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some messages from Spirit in regards to your career and finance. Thank you so much for joining me on my new channel, Cancer Awakening. This is a channel from Cancer for Cancer. So I wanted to start something where I could connect on a deeper level to my Cancers and share experiences, especially during the awakening process, and maybe get some clarity on why our awakening may seem to be going a little slower or a little harder than others. Okay, so if it does speak to you, please do like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you do engage with the channel, because I am here for us, and I'm here to bring clarity and share some of my experiences so that maybe it'll help you understand more clearly what you're going through. Okay, but today we're just going to jump into some messages from Spirit to see where things might be financially for us, and then we will get some area of focus and some advice, and then we'll have ourselves a good old time. From here on out, this channel and these readings are going to be geared towards Cancer, Cancer placements, Cancer watchers. Anything Cancer can be found on this channel. And if you are interested in booking a reading, everything is in the description. And if you find this video, you can check out my other channel at the Traveling Tarot, which is also linked in the description for your sign readings and for collective readings for the other signs. This channel, it's for you and it's for me. Let's go. So the first card that comes out is the Turtle. And not even low-key, I resonate with this because, again, as a Cancer myself, I've been working towards trying to increase my finances. And so I am seeing steady progress, and things are definitely moving slowly. This definitely feels like the Knight of Pentacles. So you guys may be seeing some progress, but it is slow going. And if you guys checked out my channeled messages video for Cancer, it is because we are in a deep, quiet awakening. And it doesn't matter whether you're focused on your finances or a relationship. In the area of where you're focused, there's a slow and steady progress happening, because there's a lot of still some shifting and some post-shadow things that are happening. But my channeled messages even confirmed that we're in that period of the gestation where we're literally about to break through a shell or a cocoon, like a butterfly or a seed, and become this new thing. So we are seeing progress, even though it's going very, very slow, and they want you to acknowledge that, most importantly, because when you start to worry about not being there yet, you are now focused on what you don't have and the lack of something, instead of the progress that you're making, which helps you know you're moving towards the goal. Okay, we have money coming slowly, steady progress. Some of you could actually be moving for work, because it does say that on here, and it does say divine timing. It says in good time, but I like that as divine timing. And it does say you are building something long term, which is why this is a slow and steady process. In Cancer, it has been a slow and steady process, okay? And so in order to truly understand what's going on, try to show gratitude for how far you've come, even if you've got to make a list of things in your business, how far you've come, how much you've changed. My son and I were just talking about that. If I were to look back to the first video I ever made versus the 1000th video I've made, I would really see the progress, and I would actually be in that gain of, wow, look how far I've come. Look how much better I am at this. Look at how much more these videos have improved. Look how much more my messages have improved. So that is the reason why right now in your business, what you're going to want to do is spend some time reflecting on how far you've come, okay? Because you are building something long term, and we're also in that period of, we're literally at the precipice or the cusp of this huge transformation that is happening quietly. So keeping your energy balanced is going to be an ask right now, and you do that by focusing on how far you've come. And as I say that, we have the award showing up at the bottom of the deck. You are winning, Cancer. You've already won. They want you to know that you are in the manifestation right now. So you don't have to wait to get any place. You're on your way there now. Okay, so just celebrate the progress that you have made. And it does actually say something about winning money here. Definitely pay off for your effort and recognition for what you've done, for how far you've come. Not only are they saying give that stuff to yourself, but that's actually getting ready to reflect in your personal, in your world, in your physical world is the word I'm looking for. So just tap into how far you've come so that you can remain positive, because right now there's a big ebbing and flowing of I can do it and I can't do it, because we're being faced with our shadow self and those things that we've been releasing and working towards releasing for the longest time. But they want you to know that you're winning, okay? You're winning. We have in career, we have advancement, professional work, and fame. Okay, so you're getting ready to get that recognition that you've been working towards. Okay, you're about to start seeing more payoff and more return on your investment. And as with the messages that I just got on my channeled messages that you might want to check out after this video, you are making progress. Okay, you are getting ready. You're literally on the precipice of this deep soulful change. But it's slow. It's a slow going, quiet awakening, so that you can reflect, release, and detach. And most importantly, you may be spiritually going in a direction, but your body might still be holding on to that trauma. So you're also in this period of reset. Okay, so if you take a step back and focus on your progress and start to take your focus off of not being there yet, you'll begin to see more of the reward and more of the payoff, is what they're saying for sure. Okay? But they want you to know that things are changing, even though slowly they are changing. And again, some of you guys, they're really saying some of you guys may be moving jobs or moving to another place for work, okay? Or traveling for work as well, they're saying. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these. And when I did pick it up, because this is a career and money reading and tarot's not bullshit, the first card that came up, true prosperity, material wealth, and true prosperity, the Diamond Dreamer. Okay, and that's a 6 card. There's getting ready to be some type of balance being brought back in here, but it is going to be a slow and steady process. That's the one thing they want you to understand. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some type of Knight of Wands or some type of fire or energy or some type of fast-moving energy in the challenge, because you're ready to change. But as with those messages that I got, it said, try not to fall back into this behavior because of the discomfort of where you are, or your overwhelming desire to be over there. Okay, right now it's a quiet, reflective period so that you can truly heal whatever your body and whatever you've recently overcome, and not bring it with you into this new. But we definitely had material wealth, the 6 card, and true prosperity showing up. What do you want Cancer to know from this deck for more information on this overarching energy? Everything looks like it's moving in the right direction, Cancer, for recognition and reciprocity, ROI, payoff for your effort. But it may be moving kind of slow, and that could be a challenge for you seeing that clearly. Yeah, and that shows up because we have it showing up with the Desert Prince. It says false promises and survival mode. And this card is all about, because it is a 19 card, that breaks down to a 10. So that's the end of false promises and survival mode. That's coming in as you recognize the progress that you're making, and as you acknowledge and start to focus more on who you are now and not who you've been. Okay? And again, that's the Desert Prince coming in saying that's you're no longer in fight mode, Cancer, and so your body may not recognize that. So physically things might still feel like it, and spiritually you've evolved, but your body hasn't quite caught up yet. And so right now, this rest and reflection period is all about resetting that nervous system so that you can begin to attract from a different, or you can begin to call a different part of you forward that's not in fight mode. I gotta tell you, as a Cancer myself, especially when it comes to finances or material wealth, fight mode and survival is all I know. So it's one of my biggest challenges, is accepting that I don't have to do this, or I don't have to accept false promises. Like, it's just, it is the work, Cancer. I get it. But you know what? This is also going to be an ask for you to slow down, recognize that you have been doing the work, are doing the work, and are in the manifestation, okay? You're no longer needing to be in survival mode. There's an end to survival mode either coming, or you should already be looking towards recognizing that that's over now, so that you can start to remove your focus from survival mode and put it onto ease, because this is going to be a quiet awakening in whatever area you're focused on. If you're looking for a relationship, you are going through that quiet awakening, but you're releasing that energy of survival mode, so that you don't have to, so that you're not exuding that energy and attracting that same back. Okay? And I love you guys so much for putting this at the bottom of the deck. The Swan Queen, it's all about transformation, which is, like I said, you're on the cusp of something you may not recognize, because you haven't had a chance to experience it, and so it feels like it might still be so far away, but they want you to know you're a lot closer than you think, especially if things seem harder. In a stupid way. If things seem a little bit harder, if you choose to surrender, that's when you know that, yeah, you're on the cusp of some change that you don't recognize. And so there's resistance that's making it harder. If you were to surrender, you might be able to see the ease, and it might even come through a lot quicker than you think, because you are there, Cancer. You're not there, and you don't have all this journey to go. You're doing it now. You're in the manifestation. It's all been the manifestation, believe it or not, even the fucked up parts of it. Okay, just so you know. But it does say intuition and patience. Not only is it going to be an ask for you to have a little bit more patience or temperance, but it's also good. It's also letting you know, especially with both of these showing up at the bottom of the deck, that you're getting ready to be rewarded for your patience, and for your diligence, and for your steadfastness, and for your oh, I love that. As soon as I picked it up, we have the Well Watcher, the power of the divine and wisdom, for your patience and for your ability to keep going even through survival mode. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a couple of cards, some tarot cards. We have the Four of Coins showing up, because it's time for you to take that wisdom, which we just saw in this other deck here. Take that wisdom that you've learned and start to look towards where you're headed, and no more looking back. Even in the Bible, I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know, but there's in the Bible, there's a story where it's like, hey, do not look back. You look back, you turn to salt. You keep going, you make it. That requires so much faith that you look back. You will slow yourself down if you are looking in the wrong direction, and if you're looking at how far other people are in comparison to you. All of that's going to slow you down. Your only focus is to look forward. As Bob Proctor calls it, is stop thinking in reverse. Take what you've learned out of that situation and use it to move forward. Give me an area of focus for my beautiful Cancer in regards to their career and finances, and so that they can tune into the progress that they're making versus whatever survival mode that they may be overcoming right now. I was going to say that looked like the Seven of Swords, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah, and it comes out with the Six of Pentacles. They're saying, Cancer, remember what I said about slowing down, or this being that restful period, or that your awakening is coming in quietly, and that it's coming in the form of rest, emotional detachment, and stillness. This shows up with the Six of Pentacles. We're giving you the strategy here. We're giving you the way out right now, Cancer, but you are going to want to slow it down. And again, don't think that it's not going to take action, because it does take action. It takes inspired action, but you have to receive the inspiration. And so if you're just out here doing stuff, then it's hard for you to receive the right strategy and the actions to take. But they want you to know that in that area of focus, if you slow down, you will receive the balance, and you will receive the right next steps in your business and how to move towards this reward. Okay, but it definitely is a reward for how far you've come. So they just want you to bask in that and not get so tapped into trying to get out of the discomfort of this in-between, which is exactly what the channel messages were about. That you not only miss the strategy, but that you just start acting out of desperation, because now you're exuding desperation and it's repelling the strategy with the Seven of Swords, okay? But you're receiving, because like I said, you're not about to win. Things are not about to change. You're not about to have a breakthrough. You're having those things right now. Every part of this is it. You're in it already, okay? Your only work here is to stay tuned to it so you can receive the strategy. That's literally all they're asking you to do right now for the area of focus. Now let's go ahead and see what the challenge might be for Cancer when it comes to their career and finances and receiving that strategy. I mean, literally it seems like that survival mode is really standing out in that, like I told you guys about me, I've been in survival mode my whole life, and so one of my major challenges is not being in survival mode, not thinking from that place, not moving from that place. And I find myself falling into that sometimes, and you will sometimes. Don't catastrophize it. Recognize it as, okay, this is an old habit of thought. This makes sense that I would be in this mode right now because this is what I'm used to. This feels most comfortable right now. But they want you to know that we have the Page of Pentacles showing up in the challenge. So they're saying that it might be hard to focus on new opportunities or focus on allowing something new in, because you may be feeling, especially around finances, a little bit of brain fog. I know in my situation, I'm just coming out of that fog, but I've, had to do some serious, honest reflection and saying, look, I'm literally giving my all, and I don't feel like I'm getting back what I'm giving in a lot of areas of my life. Period. Right on down to my business, especially my business, because I really am giving my soul. I really am giving who I am. And if you are not aware, you could let that take you down. Okay? If you're not aware of what's going on, you could let that take you down. And so your challenge might be even seeing that there's other things going on, or even staying focused on everything that you've already been putting your efforts into. Because again, you may be coming to a place of, man, I've been trying everything and nothing's working. And so you might be stuck in that mindset. And that would keep you from being able to see or receive the way out, or the strategy, or the peaceful resolution, especially if you've been, in like a survival mode where you have to monitor your money or spend scarcely, or like things physically may not have changed, even though you're feeling abundant, you have that money coming in slowly. It may not look like you thought it was going to look, so you're still having to be frugal, or you're still having to budget, and you're still having to move in certain ways where you might still feel a little bit of limitation. That might be a challenge for us, Cancer, especially because this is also representative of Earth energy. Okay, and it's a slow-moving energy. Okay? But Earth energy represents the turtle. They're not saying you're not making progress. They're just saying it's coming in slow. Okay, it might not be a big boisterous change. Whatever's happening right now for us, Cancer, it is not going to be a big boisterous change. You're not going to just wake up tomorrow and it's something. Well, you might, but it's been going on for a while. It's not just this new thing that's happening tomorrow morning. You've been working on this for a while, okay? And the advice: find stability in your faith. And this is the King. This is beautiful because the challenge was the Page of Pentacles. The advice, we have the King showing up. So you have the potential to find that stability, but you will need to tune into faith and tradition. Plus, I love this Hierophant card because for me, it represents what I just said. People are finally beginning to hear your message. They're finally starting to see the transformation in what you have to offer. And there's that ending. Remember I said about the false promises and the survival mode and all of that? Because of the work that you've put in, there's a new horizon here, but it is going to require you to tap into your faith and what you truly know is true. Because, again, not just because you get this external validation that people are starting to hear you. You don't want the external validation. It's nice, but you can't let it move you. Because when it ebbs, now you feel useless, and that maybe you're wrong about this and that, and you start to really doubt yourself, and that seems to compound more because that's a little bit of a more familiar energy. Okay, but they definitely want you to know that there's an end, because this is also a 10 card. There's an end to these false promises. There's an end to survival mode. False promises is 19, breaks down to a 10. This is the 10 of swords. And hell yes, it has been painful. Hell yes. But it's over now. They want you to know that you can expect things to get better financially and in your business. Whatever efforts you've been really pouring yourself into from a place of truth and authenticity, you're getting ready to start seeing the results. Not even getting ready to look around. You've been getting the results all this time, but as you continue to acknowledge it, it starts to get momentum and you start to see it much more clearly, okay? And when I picked that up, actually, it definitely says something about contracts and a book. So it does say there that you might be about to start looking into some type of paperwork or signing some type of contracts. Could also be that you might want to look into a deeper path of learning in your area, in your business, so that you can add another layer to what you have to offer. I mean, you can continue to build on what you already have. It's not even going to be an ask for you to start doing something differently, especially if you're doing it from a loving and authentic place. But you can do it differently. You don't have to do something different. You can just do it in a different way. That still speaks to you, because the whole point is for it to speak to you. Then you will find your audience. Once you find your voice and put it out authentically, it will resonate with those that are ready for it. Okay? But just know, things are getting ready to get better. Even if things have, and it may be a slow process, it really feels like it might be with some of this earth energy that's showing up. but it is to put an end, body, mind, and soul, to this survival energy and this energy of overgiving and not giving and not receiving, or this energy of deceit or deception, or seeing other people getting away with something. You stick to your vision, because sevens also represent wholeness, even though that's a seven of swords. They represent wholeness. They represent achievement in some cases. So just know you're receiving a strategy out of this survival mode, Cancer, and it might come in slowly, but they want you to embrace how far you've come already, because that's what's going to be the catalyst for the physical change in your physical world, okay? Your body just needs to reset so that it's not exuding that energy of loss or lack or deception or hurt or pain or any of that anymore, okay? This is why rest, quiet reflection, honest reflection, and emotional detachment is our only work right now, so that we can receive the strategy, okay? Because they're giving it to us, and the advice is have faith in what you're receiving, because it is, they want you to stand firmer in your faith here, because not only is your message being received by spirit and everybody, but it's being received by people. That recognition did show up. It even showed up with fame. This is people hearing your message for Cancer, okay? So whatever it is you have to offer, if it's coming from a place of truth and authenticity, do it, and do it unapologetically, okay? Another reason why I started this channel, because I was like, I do love doing what I do, but how can I do this where it's really speaking to me too? Not that I wasn't receiving, or I'm not receiving doing it for others, but I want to connect on a deeper level and on a real level. And so, Cancer, I feel like if my experiences can help you, bring you clarity or transformation or change or something, and it was not useless to go through all that stuff. It's already changed me in a way that I know that, but if I can give it to you too, that's winning in my book, okay? So I hope something did resonate. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. I'm truly grateful that I get to do this. This is the new Cancer Awakening channel. So from here on out, it's going to be you and me, Cancer. If it is helping you, please do support the channel. Let's start this off on a good foot here, where we're exchanging energy, and we're exchanging love, and we're exchanging clarity, and we're exchanging truth. Okay? If you're interested in booking a reading, everything is definitely going to be in the description. I am not just talking at you, I'm here with you, okay? And that's 100% the truth. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one Angel of Abundance card, and then I'm going to send you on your beautiful way. But yeah, just know you're making progress, Cancer. And if you stop and look at how far you've come, you're going to be blown away. And it might even help slow down the fact that you may have been over-focused on how come I'm not there yet. Because in that channeled messages, you guys got to check it out. I'll even link the video here in the description, or at the end of this video. But that just get me out of here energy was in the current position. Truth. Right? This is work. Can I be real here? Can we be adult about this? Yeah. You know what? That might have been what I was doing. Thank you for that awareness. Now I can do something about it and start attracting differently and start exuding differently. Okay? It's all about getting the information and using it. That's how you get the change. But when I pick this up for the Angel of Abundance card, Cancer, we have block out distractions. It says your life purpose and other priorities need your undivided attention. Remember what I said, it's not about you distracting yourself or just keeping yourself busy. It depends on how you're doing that. If you're taking action, you're going to have to take action. But it needs to be inspired action, so that you're not just out here exuding energy, because you're now repelling. You're telling the universe, I don't know what to do, or I don't trust that you're working with me, and I'm just going to go do this because I need to be doing something, okay? It's time for you to take charge of your schedule and working environment by turning off electronics and avoiding anyone or anything that distracts you from what is important. You already know what these distractions are, and you have the power to responsibly block them out. And again, whatever that looks like to you, this card just says that. But if you find yourself spending too much time doing this because it's keeping you from your purpose, or it's distracting you so that, again, that confusion can make you say, oh, I'd rather be on here doing this instead than, getting my website done or whatever. They're just saying, take stock of what you're doing, and is it in line with helping your body, mind, and soul get on the same page so that you can start moving in the right direction and acknowledging and making progress, as well as making your way towards the reward. Okay, so I'm going to pull one of these cards, and then I'm going to send you on your beautiful way. Thank you so much again, Cancer. I really love this, and I really love you. Okay. What will be helpful, my beautiful angels of abundance, for my brothers and sisters in Cancer as they acknowledge how far they've come and release themselves, honestly, from survival mode? I so get that so much. Partnership. Seek partnerships, but seek aligned partnerships. Again, we're not just out here doing anything. And Cancer, you're best at receiving the guidance and from your angel spirits and guides. Ask them, say, who do I talk to? What do I do? Where do I go? Where do I start? How do I keep going? What do I need to release so that I can continue to move forward and see better results? Okay, it says, allow helpful and supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources, because that's the other thing I've noticed is that you want to pool your strengths so that you don't have to be the one doing everything. Okay, so find people who are good at this. Hire a virtual assistant if you can't, if you can. They're not that expensive, or try to delegate some of the stuff so that you can get back to what you're best at, Cancer. Creating. Delegate. Do what you can to relieve yourself of some of these emotional burdens, and definitely, I picked that up with the Eight of Cups. And unnecessary things, like if you like with me, I do it all. Everything. I edit the video, I film the video, I edit the music, I mix the music. It's a lot. This is telling me it's time for me to start seeing about hiring somebody to do some of these things so that I can get back to my nature of creating. Okay, so they're saying tap into some of these partnerships, join like-minded communities, just start talking to people and see how you guys can benefit each other business-wise, because you have something that they might need and vice versa, okay? And then they definitely want to wrap this reading up, and it's totally perfect with the energy of this reading and releasing yourself from survival mode. Attracting, not chasing. Remember, and it's not even attracting as much as it is you're calling it forth from you. It comes from you, not to you. It comes from you. So it says anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy, survival mode. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. And this is why it's so important for you to focus on how far you've come in your business or the amazing things that you have to offer people, and see yourself really providing value for others. That will change, because now me and my son always talk about Steve Jobs. He was a RIP, but he was and I'm not even an Apple person. In fact, I don't have an Apple anything. But it's amazing because his focus was the user experience. And so you really want to focus on how you can provide value without giving more of yourself. What is it that you have that can be valuable for others, okay? Focus on the end experience for the person. And that will change the dynamic because now you're doing it from a place of love. For me, I want you guys to receive these messages. I want them to truly transform your experience. I want you to really feel who I am when I'm talking to you, which is why I don't just show the cards, which is why I talk to you like I'm having a conversation. Because I want you to actually feel that there's a real person here connecting with you. And so my focus now is on your experience. Again, and it's not even conforming. It's saying, how do I want them to receive me? And then crafting my approach based on that. So they're saying that you're not out here trying to chase clients. You're not out here trying to chase whatever. You have to find a place of peace within or a place of receiving within, and they come to you. Okay? So again, thank you so much for watching. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. I love you guys, Cancer. Thank you again for watching my new channel. Make sure that you hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and keep this energy exchange going. I love you guys. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh,